the game, cause see the boxing voice.
And welcome back, everyone, to It's a Square Circle with the Sports Swami, only on ThaBoxingvoice.com. Now, join me on the line, this man here, well, he will be fighting February 9th, only at the Sands Bethlehem Event Center in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. It's PBC on FS1, and he'll be getting a big step up in competition. It might be for a title, might not be for a title. We're going to find out later on, but join me on the line, the headliner of this whole shindig. I give you once again, it's Semper Fi himself. I give you Jamel Herring. Jamel, let's start off here. This is what you want. You wanted a big fight, and this is a big fight. Break it down for us. Who is Luis Flores?
Luis Flores is basically a big puncher coming out of Colombia. And as you pointed out, it's a great step up. It's actually, a fight that I've been looking for quite some time now. And I'm just excited, to get in the ring and keep improving and moving up in the ranks.
I got to ask a question because it's been happening too often. How worried are you that he won't make weight? Because we've seen it before. You have somebody, and all of a sudden, it's like they eat, too much Christmas, pudding, or they, stuff themselves with French fries. Next thing you know, they're 5 pounds overweight. You're going, what the hell? Seriously, dude, what the hell?
I don't know. I guess not everyone has that, that Marine Corps mentality of discipline, but it does come to mind at times. You gotta worry about not only guys getting injured during camp, but guys simply not making weight, and that's just the most frustrating part of it.
But get back to Luis Flores. You said he has a lot of power. Like, how does he do that? Is he one of those wild guys who throws wild haymakers? Does he set up his punches? What are some of the things that you and your team have noticed when they did their scouting report on him?
From the tape studies that the little bit that I have seen, like you pointed out, it's probably more of haymaking because his technique isn't too solid. It isn't the greatest. I see that he has a looking right hand, so he relies heavily on his left hook. Even as a southpaw, most of the time they tell you to stay away from the right hand as much as possible. But I can see for this fight, I probably have to focus more on his left hook than anything because his right hand just it loops that you basically can see it coming. But he does have a decent left hook that I see, but it's arsenal.
I know it's easy to write him off because everybody can go, well, he's 21-2. As you said, he's very wild. This is a guy, though, who knocked out Miguel Burek. And for those who don't know who Miguel Burek is, he is right now going to be fighting Roman Martinez next for the 130-pound title. So does that help you in terms of motivating you, knowing that this is a guy who he's as wild as hell, but if he lands that big shot, it ruins everything you've been working for?
Exactly, because I had actually sat and watched that fight when he first offered me the fight, and I said, I said, what, let's take it. Let's take it. Like I didn't even hesitate about taking a fight. I seen that, I seen he was basically getting a lot of he basically like pressure, and he was actually, getting pressed a lot, but he just happened to throw that left hook, and that was the end from there. Upset first round knockout. So I can't go in there and say because he has 2 losses, whatever. I can't go by that because he's still anybody that steps in the ring is dangerous, and it just motivates. It just basically motivates me because I feel like those type of fights people still do want to see. They want to see when there's risk involved, and then I feel like it's still a risky fight, and so I said let's go with it. Even though he actually wasn't our first option was actually another undefeated fighter, Ronaldo Ojeda, but he actually turned it down. Ronaldo Ojeda is but it turned into a fight. With a little bit more experience than I, but it turned into a fight. So Luis was our second option. And I said, I didn't want to waste any time. I wanted to start my training camp, so I said, hey, let's take it.
Last time out, you, as we mentioned before, you were going to forego for a better fight. Lined up, guy didn't make weight. You ended up fighting Yakubu Amadou. Take us back to that fight. What went right, what went wrong, and how tough was it getting up for that fight, the days after you found out, or even the hours after you found out that it was going to be Yakubu Amadou and not this guy who a lot of people thought was going to be a rising guy, a guy who was at, I think, 22-2 himself.
Okay, well, yeah, that fight actually, happened in June, and I ended up fighting veteran Hector Velasquez, who was basically like a 95 veteran. And like the day of, like basically the day I flew him, and I think the day of the fight. So it was kind of, that was actually fortunate because, like I said, I trained so hard preparing specifically for that fight, and I thought it was going to be a great step for me, and it was actually my debut on the Showbox telecast, and things happen. He didn't make weight. Actually, weight by like 15 pounds, 16 pounds or something. So it's frustrating, but at the end of the day, you still got to go in there and just do what you got to do because you come up short. No one's going to do it. You lost the fight because his opponent was switched out of last minute. No one really cares to hear excuses or things of that nature. So I just had to just take it for what it was. I was just ready to fight because I was just disappointed training so hard and not being able to fight for what it was.
How much different is this fight going to be for you in terms of you're no longer, the undercard guy. You're no longer fighting on the undercard of Broner versus Khabib Al-Akiyah. You're no longer fighting on whether it's a Deontay Wilder card or even a Danny Garcia card. You are now the headliner. It's a Fox Sports 1, but it's still PBC on FS1, Jamel Herring headlining the card. How much more pressure is that on you to deliver? Not only to deliver, to win, but win impressively so that they can start banging the war drums for a fight down the line with maybe Salido versus Martinez or another top 5, top 10, top 15 fighter.
I don't really. I mean, it was at first I looked at it like the spot is like the record this one, but once I basically took the time to think about it, I just had to look at what was more important, which was the fight itself, and not basically where I'm set on the card. Yes, I do want to go out and impress and make a statement in this fight, but overall I have to go out there and fight this fight just like the last 14 fights that I had before, because I see guys they get to a certain level where they play and they start doing things out of their character. I don't want to do that. I want to obviously, yes, I want to add things to what I'm doing, but I don't want to step out of my character where to like a guy like this, I make a mistake and I get hit and the fight's over with.
But is there a bit of ego involved in all this? I mean, you're a prideful guy. You want to do well. You want to be at the same level. I know you're looking around at some of your Olympic teammates, whether it's Errol Spence Jr., who's knocking on the door for a world title, whether it's Dominic Breazeale, who's being on the first ever PBC on Fox card, whether even if it's a guy like Joseph Diaz Jr. or Marcus Brown, they've all gotten that shot so far. They've all either been on an Estrella card, a BBC card, they've headlined. How much do you want this? I mean, how big is this moment getting to be on your own headlining show, to be the big dog, to be the guy on the front of the poster as starring Jamel Herring versus Jose Flores?
Oh, this is actually it's a great opportunity, and it means a lot to me. It's really because for a long time, I felt that I was basically swept under the rug. I didn't get the credit that I thought I should have got deserved in the past. But I was always humble about things, and like I said, I'm still prideful. So this means a lot. This fight, I want to basically showcase that I do belong here, and I work just as hard as the rest of my teammates. So it means a lot to have. This is basically like this is my card, this is my show, and I want to go out there and show why I was chosen to be put in this position on when it comes to fight night.
There you have it. Once again, it's going to be PBC on FS1. It's going to be this man here fighting in the main event, a 10-round so far lightweight fight between him and Luis Flores. Once again, I give you it's Semper Fi himself. I give you Jamel Herring. Jamel, always on a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. It's always great speaking with you.
Pleasure's all ours. We come back. We got a whole lot more here only on the Squared Circle with the Sports Swami, only on ThaBoxingvoice.com.
No other sight in the game could see the box.